It. And good morning, all ladies and gentlemen. So I will be just focusing on this topic, what Dinesh ji has given me, the future of electric mobility and sustainable automotive solutions in India. So as you know, our India and all, especially the world overall, especially stands on the pivotal moment where our choices in transportation will shape not only our economic growth but also our environmental legacy. So a lot of things are getting connected to ESG now, environmental, social, and governance thing. I am also leading the same in the company along with VAV, doing cost optimization, lower cost models, and also I'm now handling some export projects from India. So going further, I'll take you through some innovations which transforms the electric mobility. Recently, we introduced the battery as a service model, which you have seen in our latest car, Windsor. And what can be the envision for India's sustainable transport landscape by 2030? So let's see a quick look at the electric vehicle landscape today. Even in today's newspaper, you must have seen in Economic Times how passenger vehicle grow 32% from the last year. And at MG Motor, we are proud to clock our highest volume ever, which is around 6,200. And out of this, it's incredible that we were able to do 70% of the electric vehicles. And this was due to our new model launch, Windsor. And so, as you can see, this year, see a significant growth of EVs on the road. So approximately 1.5 million EVs are already there as per the data released. And this is around a jump of significant jump year by year. While 2019, I remember it was hardly 450,000. And out of that, majority was the two-wheelers. So the sale of four-wheelers and commercial vehicles are also accelerating. So the growth is crucial, and the transport section in India contributes nearly about 10% of our carbon emissions. So it's very important to talk about the sustainable mobility. And this increasingly recognizes the EVs as an important aspect in transportation in any of the sectors in the vehicles. So our government, as you know, has set an ambitious target of achieving 30%, maybe not purely battery electric vehicles, but the combined all hybrid and battery electric vehicles. And surely we are on the path to achieve it. And this would mean about 50 million EVs on the road. So just think about the pollution with the internal combustion engines is going to have. And if we move to EVs, that can cut just over 200 million metric ton of CO2 emissions annually. So this is our climate goals as well. As you can see, the climate changing year on year, a lot of heat generated and pollution in the NCR and around. And this is affecting the health of millions of people across the country. So how we drive the EV adoption in the country is a very crucial question. And we have to find some key innovations. So I will just talk about battery as a service. We came across this model while financing the battery separately. And this is one model where customers also in two-wheelers, they can swap the batteries, depleted batteries at the swapping station, and three-wheelers. So all these type of things, which is like one of the biggest barriers to the EV adoption in the country earlier, will come down. Also, we came up with eHub, which is a platform for EV infrastructure for spreading a lot of EV chargers across the country. And you can map your navigation, the charging and planning going across the country, which takes away your anxiety of charging. So all these things have been tried in China and seen the success of the day. That's why China is the leader in the world for EVs. And given our population density and increasing infrastructure investments, we also required some such reformatory things in India. And a lot of things we are doing international collaboration as well. But we need a lot of Indian localization for these things as the technology comes to India. So charging network or charging infrastructure, maybe around 10,000 we will have public charging stations, but the demand is expected to grow 10 times by 2030. So there need to be a lot of innovation in these charging stations, especially the fast charging, because people don't want to wait for a long time. And maybe 30, 40 minutes, 1 hour is enough for 50, 60% charging, and they want to move along. Also, there should not be a long queue for charging. Otherwise, right now we are also seeing in the CNG stations, there is a long queue, and most of the taxis you see around cities are running CNG. So all these things which need to be solved, and also we should explore renewable energy chargers, which is like solar power chargers, and also the production of the EVs, like in our factory in MG here where I'm sitting in Baroda, we have more than 50% renewable energy used for the production. So all these
Okay.
will increase the carbon footprint. And smart charging system which use artificial intelligence and IoT technologies, which manages the grid load to prioritize the EV charging is very important. This is already used in Europe as a microgrid and also getting developed here by many new charging companies. So solar is one of them, and this should be aligned with our goals of sustainable energy and avoiding lot of stress on the main grid. So EVs are just not the vehicles, they are also the mobile energy storage unit. So the concept of vehicle to grid technology, which where EV can discharge the power back into the grid. So like our ZS EV MG or the new vehicles which we are coming, they can discharge back into the grid. So countries like India need the power demand peaks, which can strain our energy system. These V2G vehicles can help balance the supply and demand while generating additional income for the EV owners. So all these new innovations we should work in. And by 2030, India could have over 10 gigawatt of stored energy of EVs. And this can be enough to power cities like Pune for hours during the peak demand. So India ecosystem could be globally competitive industry backed by innovations in battery manufacturing, energy management, software development, and other things. And in addition to being a production hub for EVs, India has a potential to lead in the EV software solutions as well. So a lot of battery manufacturing companies also now do BMS software and other softwares by themselves and integrate into the vehicles with the vehicle control unit systems. So this policies from the government also is one of the major aspect which I will touch upon. I am also a member of SAM in the Connected Car Committee as the co-chair. And faster adoption of manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicle schemes, which government has put an incentive under the production linked schemes, PLI. These are encouraging domestic production of EV components. So these include the batteries as well, and further will be extended to cells. So this paved the growth for localized production in these areas and thus reducing the cost as well. So one of the fastest growing EV markets attracting the investment from domestic giants like Tata, Mahindra, as well as industry, automotive, and battery manufacturers. So I would say EVs are set to be the heart of India's journey towards sustainable transportation, a cleaner environment, and energy dependence. But this vision can only become a reality if we invest in these new technologies, some disrupting work, and also promote some startups for low cost things. And we embrace business models like BAS and continue supporting research and development in both EV and battery technologies. So, uh, just to conclude this, as a consumers, industry players, policymakers, our efforts today will define how we will have the mobility landscape in 2030. And by 2030, we imagine India have a cleaner air and quieter cities and efficient transport system. So that should become a reality. So thank you all for listening me, and I really appreciate Mesh Mix India to have this event created for industry leaders and startups for Samurai Award. And thank you all. Let's drive towards a future where innovation meets sustainability.
Thank you, Samirji, for giving us a quick overview of the industry, and plus your perspective on how MG is helping the industry and growing this EV industry. One couple of question. I know it's a busy day for you.
Yeah.
Two things, Samirji. Since battery is central to EV strategy, to what extent do we rely on international market for components and raw material?
Yeah. So if you dissect the whole battery system, so main thing is the cells at the heart of the battery, which is most important. And still we are importing cells, if I'm not wrong, in every industry. We are on the way of producing and development of the giga cell factories, especially the big battery companies like Exide, Amar Raja, even Ola has announced, and Reliance and some other companies. But what I see is still it is next 2 years before we can see the light of the day for these things. Other than that, we have a wiring harness things which is available in India, like Motherson, Aptiv, and other big wiring harness suppliers are already doing it for HV batteries. And then there are copper bus wires and other things which can be managed. The heart is the BMS system, which there needs a programming, and also the BMS core BMS is also imported for this. So most of the companies right now and OEMs also, and we have also started, is doing the assembly of the battery, which is start for bringing the cost down, and that's why you can see how we are getting our vehicles cost down in EVs, is bringing these things. But after 2 years, we also calculate once these all things are getting localized and done here in India, it's going to be a big change where, like our Honorable Minister Mr. Gadkari says, ICE engines and EV engines will have EV battery cars will have similar price.
Safety and second service is something uh, which is still a challenge. I see, not with you, but overall electric vehicle ecosystem. We see the last few months, a lot of news we must have read. We don't want to name the company. So, as a consumer or as an industry, how what should one look at when they look at safety of the vehicle, and be for the service. So, what unique thing you are doing so that those two categories are taken care of, because that is very important in electric vehicle now.
Yeah, definitely. So service and especially for electric vehicles, we required some of the specialized trainings. And MG has done quite a lot in terms of education. Like I lead the MG Nurture program, which is training in the colleges for these electric vehicles, along with the ADAS and connected cars. We prepare the students right from the final year taking these courses which are led by the industry leaders and also the training agency. We have hired a skill link for the same, which is focused course on electric vehicles. There are we give the vehicles to the colleges and students work practically on these vehicles, on these parts, and understand the whole topology even before they are out from the college. Because earlier when we started in 2018, we found that the students didn't know anything about the electric vehicles because these are not taught in the colleges. So these students, even we are doing ITI and diploma, now we are also tied up with SIAM, and we have adopted Don Bosco like ITI, and SIAM has its own guidelines for these colleges trainings. And these helps in the service industry for bringing up upgraded and developed manpower. So this is the one aspect of education. The other aspect is you require these personals constantly to be trained on the new technologies, the things coming up, and this has been taken care by our service training department. Separately, we have created such department for trainings of the service personals at the dealer end, and also continuously their knowledge is upgraded with every new models.
So, thank you, Samiji. And we have a lot of questions. We will take some. I know it's a
No
busy day for
problem.
you. So,
That,
Mr. Rahul has asked. Mr. Rahul in LinkedIn has asked, what innovation are being made in lightweight material to improve the efficiency of electric vehicle in terms of
okay,
materials?
so the lightweight material, a lot of things have been done in the industry, and this is mostly done like, let's say, a lot of aluminum has been started using, as you see, it is lighter and more efficient in terms of weight, which increases the range in the car. So all these casings and a lot of things instead of heavy steel has been used in the lighter material, as well as even in the trims of the vehicle, like dashboard and many other things. The plastics, which is very advanced grade of plastics, has been started using. Now even the cars are making fenders or the cover of the whole thing in advanced plastics, which is lighter. So all these things, even the carbon fiber is now getting considered. So these lighter materials will definitely become more popular in the mass production, because currently, if you see, we are using steel in most of the cars, and which is making the car very heavy, and this also affect the range and other things. So certainly, this is one of the primarily driven things in research as well, and how to bring it into mass production is getting, I mean, experimented at the OEMs by the suppliers, and getting done. So in future, you will see more and more of these materials along with the sustainable material, the environmental friendly materials. So if you read about Tesla, how they use the environmental friendly material for the cars, and this is where younger generation is more and more inclined towards buying the Tesla cars.
Okay, so Ms. Nitika Sharma asks, what are the environmental impact of battery production and disposal, and how are the companies mitigating these effects?
Definitely. So, Nikita, there is strict rules from the government. There is a CPCB guidelines. There, I am the part of the recycling committee in Siam, and the every that's original equipment manufacturer, be it the vehicle manufacturer or the battery manufacturer, they are responsible for the sustainable disposal of all the chemicals and the batteries after usage. So this is being governed at the portal, and all this is managed by a government agencies. So even now we have hired the agencies who take the used batteries and dispose it and give it us a certificate of recycle and disposal. Also, there is a concept of second life usage of the batteries, where the minerals were taken out, turned into black mass, and then again the minerals are extracted to make the new batteries. Also, the second life usage makes another different type of usage, like street light lightings or small car batteries or gold car batteries or something like second usage, second life usage. So this is a very, very controlled process from the government, and recyclers are appointed, and there is a CPCB portal for managing all of them.
And Mr. Alok Kumar asks, what role does artificial intelligence play in optimizing electric vehicle performance and efficiency?
See, artificial intelligence is a very wide subject I cannot cover here, Dinesh, but I will give you a very glimpse of where all we are using in MG cars. So one is the battery life, which you predict by AI ML programming, and you cannot run, let's say, for 8 years and check how much battery percentage is left. So you put it into the algorithms. You take the data of, let's say, few cars of running of 1 year, 2 year, and then the algorithm gives you much accurate values for how much battery life will be remaining. So that's in a commercial usage is used by battery recyclers. So that's the one aspect. Another you see in the connected cars, what we have, all our electric vehicles are connected, and there the artificial intelligence is getting used in natural language processing, where they are responding to your questionnaires. Even we used something called Shortpedia, which is like Wikipedia questionnaires in Esther. So where you get those replies from the artificial intelligence. So these are some of the areas, but now more and more applications are getting used. Like in my VAV or cost optimization, also I'm developing a artificial intelligence software with the research with along with the university, where they will compare with the last cars and give us more ideas for cost optimization. So the usage is endless, and we have to use it in a very thoughtful manner.
And the last question we have is from Mr. Amit Singh. What are the potential impact of hydrogen fuel cell technology on the future of sustainable mobility?
Yeah, hydrogen fuel cell technology is a very promising technology, in my opinion, because it is the electricity is generating inside the fuel cells located inside the vehicle. But right now, as you all know, it's in the stage of more and more research, and fuel cells also makes the vehicle heavy, so it is more in the commercial vehicles. The transportation of hydrogen is also risky. The infrastructure is not even developed in Japan and America for such vehicles. Only Toyota, if you see, has taken out some cars, Mirai and all, which are being used more for publicity and other things, and less by the normal public. But in this area, a lot of research is getting done, and as we make more green hydrogen, as put by our big industrialists like Reliance, Adani, and other things. So this development and research will certainly grow further. And I see envision in next 10 years, once the EV comes to the full potential after 2030, hydrogen will start picking up.
Last question from my side,
Yes,
Samiti.
Anish.
Uh, how was the response of the launch of Windsor? Because personally, I have also texted you that all of a sudden one day I got up and everywhere it's about this vehicle. Everybody's talking because
Yes.
battery as a service,
Yeah.
insurance. A, what? How was the response? B, in future, what can we see more sort of this sort of models coming? Because in India we have not heard of this sort of model, and all of a sudden one day we wake up and news, social media, in industry influencer, YouTube
Yeah, yeah,
influencer,
yeah.
whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, mainstream newspaper, everywhere people were talking about your product A, B, the way you have packaged to it's a lucrative package for a EV user. So A, how was the what was the overall response? What new things we can see from a manufacturer like you to some offer or to invite the ICE people to come to use EV.
Yes, yes, definitely. So, telling you about Windsor, it's not a sudden launch. Like I have been working on this project from last 2 years, and developing different models, talking to the banks, and also talking to the device owners, where in the fleet or the customers pay model, we have to control the vehicles immobilization and other things. So we are working with our partners in Telecar for different models, not only Windsor, also for Comet and ZSEV as well. So these all things are keep on we do research and work, and this marketing in the front end do these launches, and we try to keep this under wraps till it is launched, because that's the buzz we create, and that's how sales strategy is for the launches. So a lot of work being done behind the scenes before we launched this vehicle, and definitely it created a lot of sensation as well. And the response, as you asked, so first, even first day, it was 15,000 bookings, and then more than 25,000 bookings. And I just tell you, our production capacity is around 3,000 winds a month. So you can imagine how long a waiting list we have for this car. So it's now in the market, and our sales team is handling that. Meanwhile, we have started working on another two, three such models, and definitely you will see more models. Also, we are launching soon MG Select, which is our luxury car lineup. And already we have announced one car, Cyberster, into that, which is a futuristic model in MG Select showrooms. So all these work, a lot of work, R&D work, engineering work, we keep on doing for new models, and definitely we'll keep on bringing a lot of such things for the customers. And our endeavor is to bring also the cost down, bringing some innovation, bringing some comfort, not even like this financing side, but also we are talking about the insurance side, also the charging side, how we can improve the charging infrastructure across the country. So it's a whole ecosystem. It's not just a car we are manufacturing. We are also focused on education through MG Nurture and all, also through government committees with SIAM. We are working a lot for, and also we are talking of collaboration across the OEMs, where spaces where all OEMs can come together and collaborate. Just like in US, you have seen all OEMs together collaborated for infrastructure, for example. So all these efforts are ongoing. So I would say, Dinesh, for the your customers and I mean our customers, MG customers and EV vehicles owner, it is going to be a smoother journey year by year, and they will find and they will really be delighted to drive such cars.
Thank you, Samirji, for enlightening us and letting us know a lot of activity which MG is doing overall. The industry, how it's shaping up, and you are pillar of strength for us as Samurai Awards team, because from the start you have supported us, whether it's keynote, whether it's panel discussion, whether it's your inputs, how we should go ahead. Thank you, Samir ji. Looking forward to meet you in person someday, and wish
Definitely.
you a great day, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Dinesh. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.